Hey folks, welcome back to Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. We're here in Brightstone Cove Tseldora. We have cleared out most of it. We're on the bottom. And in this episode, we are going to be running for the boss. The big boss, the real boss, not the Prowling Magus. And if you don't mind, I'm just gonna run past all these guys into here. Now, along the way to the boss, we are going to be collecting several summons. First off is Bashful Array. We've encountered Bashful Array before. He helped us out with a bunch of bosses on the Harvest Valley route, if I remember right. Hey. Now he's gonna attack the spiders and whatnot. That's what he does. I've got my my torch out. Speaking of which, I should switch over to the crossbow. I got my torch out, so they're not going to attack me or him. I'm just going to head up here and clear out some enemies while I'm waiting for him to catch up. So Bashful Ray is awesome, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but he's basically Wolverine, which is dope as hell. So this is where the boss hides. It's inside this chapel. You'll note that there are a bunch of villagers still mining the Brightstone here. There are a couple items that I do not want to grab because these spikes, amazingly enough, are spikes and they hurt. Not a ton, but they do hurt. So I'm not gonna bother. I'm gonna break these boxes though and see if they hide anything. They don't. All right, into the spider church. Now in the spider church, we have a bunch of spiders, as you might expect. We also have a second summon, Manhunter O'Hara. Manhunter O'Hara helped us out against the old Iron King and is incredibly cool. So she's gonna kind of help out here. Grab this item, and I think they're kind of clearing out the spiders, so I'll help. Nice. So first off, we got this door. It is locked. We do not have the key. It's a little weird that we don't have the key yet, given that we've gone through most of the area already. We will get the key. Worry not. But that's something we're going to have to come back for. In here, we have a trap. It's a dark spirit, a dark villager. Come on out, I want to backstab you. Hey. Guy has a lot of health. And for our trouble, we get some souls and a homeward bone. Or 3 homeward bones. And then this door is progress. And, of course, it wouldn't be Dark Souls if it didn't give us one more little nasty. Alright, so we've been fighting spiders a bunch in this area. And if you didn't guess already, hopefully the design of this room should give you an indicator of what that boss is going to be. And I really like this room. I think this room is dope as hell. We have a room filled with giant spider webs, and rather than traversing the actual architecture, we traverse on the spider webs from broken platform to broken platform. And the spider webs are sticky and slow you down. It's a neat area. I like it a lot. It's a good set piece. It's not super complicated. It does prevent you from backtracking a fair amount, though, since there are plenty of places where you have to just straight up drop, you know, drop off the side. Like right here. So yeah, once you've gone a certain amount, there's no going back. Get rid of you. Again, spiders aren't aggressive, but they are in the way. And you'll note at the bottom here, we got a couple villagers who are trying to get up in O'Hara's grill. Hopefully she can deal with that. Let's see. Come on, O'Hara. Bring him over here. I'll take care of him. Nice. So yeah, I like this room a lot. I like kind of slowly working my way down, fighting off spiders, traversing their webs to get down. I think that's a really neat idea. And the kind of slow approach that is necessitated by the sticky floor that slows you down helps build tension for the boss fight that you know is about to happen. Okay, just double check and make sure I got as many items as I can. I'm sure I missed something, but whatever. Alright. So, be sure to investigate the ground floor thoroughly here. 'Cause... oh no. Oh, whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. My bad. Because there is an item here, Corrosive Urn, and behind this pillar, as if 2 summons wasn't enough, we've also got Ashen Knight Boyd on our side. Much like when we fought Mytha, we have a full party. 4 warriors ready to go to bat. Alright, so if you hadn't guessed, based on this room, we're about to fight a giant spider. If you're cool with that, keep watching. This is the Duke's dear Freya. She is a giant 2-headed spider that shoots laser beams and pukes poison. She also has a posse of smaller spiders that will bother you if you don't have a torch. And frankly, doing this fight without a torch sucks. Do not recommend. So Freya can only be damaged by attacking her heads, the heads themselves, and that is easier said than done, since you have to kind of navigate and weave through her legs in order to get there. And even then, she has those kind of, I don't know if they're mandibles or just smaller legs, right up against her heads that serve as shields to a certain extent, depending on your swing arcs, or if you're doing ranged or whatever. They've managed to get in the way, which is annoying. Now, she can attack with laser beams and puke from either head, but if you deal enough damage to a single head, it will fall off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to accomplish that here, but if you focus on one head, it'll fall off and you'll be able to sleep easier at night, knowing that laser beams only come out of one end of this spider. Now you may have noticed that there are a couple times when my character starts walking a little slower. I think there are some attacks that cause like a little shockwave that slow your character down a little bit, which makes avoiding enemies, especially mobs of spiders, rather annoying. Woo! Someone want to finish her off for me? Yeah. Thanks. Alright, great work, team. I didn't get to pose because of the item box. So yeah, Duke's dear Freya. Let's check out her soul and get rid of that torch. So first thing you'll notice about... Where is it? First thing you'll notice, it's not a great soul. Even though it's the final boss at the end of a path, it is not a great soul like the Lost Sinner or the Old Iron King. Interesting. It's the soul of the Duke's dear Freya, the Writhing Ruin's keeper. The Writhing Ruin is an ancient thing whose shadow remains cast over the land. It first took possession of a solitary insect, but grew its power, feasting on the wealth of twisted souls found in the land. So some sort of, I don't know, ancient evil that was embodied in Freya for whatever reason. Now, Freya is the next in a long line of allusions to Seath in this path of the world. And I'm going to kind of list them off here. And a lot of them are kind of, they're tenuous, they're but all of them combined make you think, oh, they're kind of doing a Seath thing here. There was Tarkin Najka, who alluded to their creator, their manipulator, and I gave various reasons why it was either Seath or a Seath-like character. There is an item description from the Tseldora set, which the kind of spider hybrids can drop, but it talks about how the Brightstone in this area, in Brightstone Cove, is said to be the fragments of a being that once roamed the entrails of the earth, which seems to be an allusion to Seath's crystals and the Crystal Cave, which was kind of in the entrails of the earth. Ornifex had that line about a pale beast that lived in the area long, long ago, which definitely sounds like Seath. Next up, the Duke's dear Freya. Seath was the Duke in Dark Souls 1. He's not the Duke in Dark Souls 2, but the mention of the Duke is enough to call him to mind. Also, there's a dragon corpse in here? Again, probably not Seath literally, but there's a dragon corpse in here. You're supposed to be thinking about dragons. They're like, hey, dragons are a thing, guys. They are trying to get us to think about Seath. Now, what the hell is this thing? This is the Great Soul. I don't think we got an actual item soul out of it, though. No, we didn't. So one last connection to Seath, and this is the smoking bullet. And alas, it is only in New Game Plus. Dark Souls 2 does this thing. In New Game Plus, each of the main Great Soul bosses on each of these 4 paths drops an extra special soul in New Game Plus. And in New Game Plus for Freya, Freya drops the Old Pale Drake soul, which is just literally Seath's soul. So, they're really trying to get you to think about Seath, guys, okay? I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Anyway, we'll be back here. Not soon, but we will be back. Anyway, here's our way out of here. Kind of actually easy to overlook this passageway. But if we follow this along, we will enter into... Well, it's not technically the Duke's archives, but there's the Duke, and he's got a bunch of books around him. It's the Lord's private chamber. He's not a friend. He's aggressive. And he's a chump. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that is actually the Duke himself. He loved Freya. He studied spiders. He was really a big fan of spiders. But he's kind of pathetic. Anyway, he gave us a couple things. He gave us a fragrant branch of yore, gave us an old quartz ring. What is it? Dark quartz ring +1. But he also notably gave us a key, the Brightstone key, which I believe opens that door back in the main building of the main room, entry room of the church that we entered to get here. The eccentric Lord Tseldora, known for his fascination with spiders, built a town and a personal fortune by mining Brightstone. One day, the town was overrun by spiders, but Lord Tseldora only stood by and watched, eerily contented. Maybe he was behind it, maybe not. Definitely a weirdo. But yeah, some rich dude founding a town around mining and profiting. That's a thing that happens in the real world. That wasn't sarcasm, by the way. It kind of sounded like it might have been, but it wasn't. Anywho, let's follow along here. And finally, a primal bonfire. This is a big room. What do you use this room for, Lord? Come on. Ooh, this is a good message just in general. And that wraps up this path of the world. It's been a long trek, but let's return to the far fire. And with that, that is 3 great souls down, 1 to go. Now, all we need to do here is do our leveling up and upgrading. And there's a little bit more dialogue from Tark that I want to show off, so I'll show that off at the end here. But first off, upgrading.
I knew you'd be around soon. Go on, show me what you've got.
I don't have enough to upgrade anything. Yeah.
Don't waste my time.
I guess that just means more levels for me.
Proceed, bearer of the curse. It is the only choice left to you.
That's a new bit of dialogue. Oh, I need to upgrade my Estus. I have a theory about why she might have said that. I'll need to double check, though. Okay. Let's see, how many levels do I have? Got probably 3 or 4? Yeah. 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 Getting strong. Powerful. Alright, so I gotta check something. No, I have no idea why she said that. Okay. So there's still a great soul. Still a great soul left. Oh well. Let's pick up a few life gems.
You again? Thank you.
And let's go check in on Tark one last time. Alright, so I'm just going to make a mad dash for it here and hope that no enemies get up in my grill. So one of the things about Dark Souls 2's world structure is that going back for things like this, for little extra bits of dialogue, you're a lot less likely to do it, because the areas don't really encourage you to backtrack in the same way that Dark Souls 1 did. Because you're just kind of, you know, walking in a straight line most of the time. Whereas in Dark Souls 1, the world looped back on itself, and you had just natural opportunities to revisit places. Doesn't really happen here. Okay, let's put on the Ring of Whispers again. And Tark, talk to me.
What skill! You've defeated my master. But our master never dies, and he changes form so that he may seethe for all eternity. Brave human, you have yet to face your greatest perils. Take these. May joy await you at the end of your travels.
Yeah, one last bit of evidence. Some crafty translator decided, like, hey, let's have him say seethe. 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 Whoever did that deserves a medal.
I have no gods to pray to. But still, I pray that your journey will be safe.
Alright, he gave us a weapon, and I think maybe a ring? Where is it? Here we go. The Black Scorpion Stinger. Man-Scorpion Tark's Thrusting Sword. Scorpion Pincer Guard contains poison, which is injected into foes pierced by the blade. Tark's past is a thing obscure, but then again, do any of us know who we are, let alone what we may have been? Well, that's the freaking question I've been asking for the past 50 episodes, isn't it? Let's see. There was a ring, right? Was it a ring? I don't remember. Oh god, I'm terrible at this. Whatever. It couldn't have been that important, right? Anyway, that wraps up this Spoke of the World, other than a brief revisit much, much later in the game, which I can still say, even though the series has been going on for 50 episodes now. But anyway, that wraps things up. In the next episode, we'll be heading off on the last Spoke of the World. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.